Hey guys, it's Kelly. I am here to do a very long chatty get ready with me for you today on this look. I didn't really have a particular direction I was going. I didn't know really what I was going to do with my makeup today. I needed to put makeup on and I thought, well, I'll just film it. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, if you want to see this look that I did, I used a rock palette and the Urban Decay Heat palette. If you want to see this look and just kind of catch up and get some life updates on me and that sort of thing, keep watching and I'll talk to you in a few. So okay, I guess let's get started. As you can see, I just finished drying my hair. I just pulled it up with a clip and I've got a thing pushed back to keep it out of my face. I tried to get everything in shot as good as possible, so I was hiding all the yucky background. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. And like I said before, I really don't know what I want to do yet, but let's just go for it. I think I want to start, let me adjust just a little bit. Like that right there maybe. I just want to have my full face in camera so that you can see exactly what I'm doing, you know, up close and personal. Right now I'm having a ton of redness all over my face because I had a cortisone shot, and I'm also taking that dose pack of steroids that you take, you know, that can help boost your immune system, because I had a real bad allergy situation going on and some inflammation in my lungs, and I had to get rid of that. So it always turns my face red, and honestly, one cortisone shot can keep my face red like this for 6 weeks sometimes. Sometimes it'll last a week, sometimes it'll last 6 weeks. I just never know. But so right now that means that I have a lot of color correcting to do. So I haven't pulled anything out. I wasn't ready. I actually had no idea that I was even gonna film. I just wanted to get on the camera and talk to you guys, you know. I haven't done that a lot lately, and so yeah, I just thought I would kind of get on camera and talk to you. So let me find some color correcting. I do have, of course, I think what's gonna help me the most is this one, because I can get a larger area covered. And then I've got my Urban Decay. Maybelline, I think it is, has a new one out that I'm interested in. It's I can't remember if it's a brush tip or a sponge tip, but I think it's a sponge tip, and so I'm really kind of interested to see about that. So let me see if I can get this open, because it's kind of suctions this little lid here. But yeah, I think that I need to start with some sort of a primer. I forgot to moisturize just a minute ago, so I'm just going to go in with the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. It's really good for sensitive skin, and it's really good if you have forgotten to moisturize. You can just kind of do this all over your face, and it works really good for me. I think it's great for, you know, dry skin. Actually, I think it would probably be good for any skin, because we all have to moisturize, whether we have oily skin or dry skin or combo. You know, it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna put a little bit on my lips like that right now, just to kind of protect them, so that when I go to do some of these other things, it will hopefully you know, my lips won't be too chapped. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some lip balm. I'm just going to go in with the Burt's Bees. It's the coconut and pear. I don't know if they're still running it, but at one point they were selling the coconut pear combo flavor, and it was to support some charity. I'm not sure which one though, but if you see that, pick one up, because this is really good. Some people may find it to be, I mean, you can taste the woodiness of the coconut in there, but it's just really moisturizing, like it says, a moisturizing balm. I really like it. You do need to, you know, give your face a second. If you're doing anything that's moisturizing before you start putting on anything else, you got to give it time to kind of sink in. It's a little tacky here, and here in my T-zone, which is normal because I'm kind of hot. And I do have a fan going, so if you can hear that, I'm sorry. But, you know, you know your girl's a hot girl. So, and it's, I mean, you know, this redness is from the cortisone and the steroid. I mean, it looks awful. My face is so splotched, but hydrating is a big deal. Anytime you're sick, you need to make sure that you drink lots and lots of water. And I try to drink lots and lots of water just because I want my skin to stay healthy looking. Okay, so that's had a few minutes to kind of soak in. I'm just going to kind of go in with the, you know, the cushion. I'm just going to kind of go in with it and just kind of roll it over. I've got my mirror right here. So if you see me looking that direction, it's so that I can kind of see if I'm missing anything, because it's hard to see in the viewfinder exactly what's going on. See how it really does cover a lot of that redness? It just really neutralizes it. It does a great job. And I like this one because of the form. If you have like just a small area of redness, that's different. But when you're trying to cover a large area, this padding on here, padding it on, you can cover a large area with a very thin layer and it neutralizes it, which is wonderful. See there? I mean, it just makes your skin look better. And it takes down that fiery look that's in my skin from all of the medication. And I am going down low because, you know, the redness goes down there. So I'm just trying to cover as much as possible. And, you know, I bring my foundation down below my jawline right here anyway. So I've just got to, all I have to do really is just to make sure that, you know, I don't miss it when I go to do, you know, the foundation thing. I really don't get a lot of redness in my forehead. You can see my poor eyebrows are just like, they're crazy right now. I really need to get them waxed and shaped, but girl's broke, so this broke ass bitch has got to this broke ass bitch has got to do better. No, putting my son in college, getting everything for him that he needed for his dorm was a big deal. It took most everything I had, so this month I've been trying to catch up on all my utilities and catch up on other small bills that I have and that sort of thing, just get everybody satisfied. Now I realize that I look kind of like a ghost, and that's fine. I am going to go ahead and put a little bit on my forehead just to kind of even out the skin tone, so that when I do put on something, I'll know if I'm getting a nice even layer. And you notice that I'm not going underneath my eyes, because the least amount of product under the eyes, the better. But yeah, I just thought that we would have a chit chat, get ready with me, and I wanted you to see what I'm working with when it comes to my face and just how bad it is as far as the redness. You know, I do have rosacea, but this other redness is so severe right now, and so you can see how that has really neutralized. So I'm just going to kind of close this one up, put it to the side there. Now I'm going to go in with this one. I do have my damp beauty blender, and I'm going to kind of go in right here on the cheeks where it's the worst for me. Sometimes here too. I might do both. Let me just start on one side. And I'm just going to kind of bounce on that. I just want to give it a little extra coverage. I'm just barely touching. I mean, barely patting it out, because I don't want to take off what I just put on. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's just this, the Urban Decay corrector fluid is just so much more potent. And so on the places that have the most redness for me, I mean, I'm still, guys, can you see how empty this is? I mean, it's down to the bottom. I have a backup, but I don't want to waste any of it. It's too expensive. and I need it. You know, I need color correction, and that Wet n Wild color correcting, it's worked really well for me because I have large areas, and you know, I use this to target with, and then I use the Wet n Wild to, you know, really do the main part with. So let me put that back and just barely pat this in. I mean, I'm just barely touching it because this is damp, and I'm wanting to cover where those broken capillaries are, and just without, you know, taking off any that I put on to begin with. So I know I look very ghostly, but ooh. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my eyes, and so I'm gonna go in with my favorite, my NARS. You would think that I had run out of this by now. It's going on forever. Still smells good. I mean, I've had it for a year, but you guys know, I've told you before, I do not do makeup on the daily. I just don't. I don't do makeup on the daily. I spend a lot of time at home doing things that I don't need, you know, makeup for. I mean, when I'm filming my Plan With Me videos or haul videos and things like that, I don't really need makeup on. So, you know, I only put it on for certain, you know, reasons and things like that. And today I was getting ready. I've got some places I need to go. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to sit down and chat and chill because I have all day. So it doesn't, I mean, you know, oh, and look at my fingernails. Are they not pitiful? So embarrassed. I'm sorry. My fingernails look all jacked up, but my nerves, I've been peeling at them. They started chipping, and then I started peeling at them, and, you know, it went downhill from there. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? I really wanted to go into my Urban Decay Heat palette, but I think before I do, since the color Ounce in here has a little bit of shimmer in it, I'm going to go into my Lorac Pro palette. I mean, you can see which one I really like there. But I'm just going to use this color here. And actually, I'm going to use this color. It's called Canvas. It's skin tone. And I'm just going to go in with my blending brush. What I did is I decided just to kind of divide out my brushes here from my other brushes. I just pulled out the ones that I use over and over and over on a daily basis, using my color switch, just switching it around, just to make sure there's not a darker color on there. And I'm just going to go in with that Canvas out of the Lorac palette because it's a matte. And I feel like that I want to, you know, kind of set my eye with a matte color. And I set, you know, from my lash line all the way up to my brow, because I really need a nice, smooth, silky, satiny, slippery surface for all of my other colors that I'm going to be using. Lorac shadows do have a lot of kick up, but that's really normal for Lorac. It's because they're so pigmented, and you know, the way that shadows are pressed also, you know, makes a difference or whatever. And some people don't even realize they're getting an eyeshadow palette, and they're thinking it's eyeshadow, and it's really just pressed pigment. So you're gonna have a tremendous amount of fallout. So that's the reason I did not get the ABH subculture palette. The reason is because it's more of a pressed pigment, and with the colors, I knew that I was not going to get a lot of use out of that, and I felt like that was a lot of money to spend, you know, and probably not use. So yeah, I love the Modern Renaissance. You guys know that's in my top 2 or 3. But yeah, so I'm going to stop there with this Lorac palette for now. Let me just put it over here to the side because I don't think I'm going to need it. All I wanted to do is just set down that primer, and I'm not feeling it tug the brush anywhere, which is the best sign. That's what you're looking for. And so now I want to decide what I'm going to do with this. I want to go slow and build up. So I think I'm just going to go in with Chaser, which is this first one right here. I'm just going to put that in, you know, like my crease. And I'm just going to start building up color. And I'm going to get darker and darker, you know, with each color. And then I'll start branching out into some colors on my lid and, you know, that sort of thing. But you guys know that I go in the crease and right above because of my hooded lids. If you're new here, I have very hooded lids, and so I have to be very careful about where I place shadows, because if I don't put them high enough, you won't see them when I open my eyes up. You see what I'm saying? So I just kind of, you know, windshield wiper and little small circular motions back and forth with each color. I mean, I think that's a pretty color on its own, just getting started. It's just barely darker than skin tone for me on my eyes, because I have darkness all around my eyes. But we'll fix that with color correcting under the eyes and such, with concealer and those kinds of things. Okay, that was Chaser. Now I'm going to go into this one. It is called Sauced, and I'm going to go into the crease just like I did with that one. Same brush, nothing's changing or whatever. I mean, you know, it's kicking up dust. I'm just kind of, I always knock it off on my hand if I'm not holding the palette. And so I'm just going to go in. I always start on the outer corner and work my way in, and that's important because if you're going to deposit too much product, it's better to have it on the outer corner than in the middle of the eye. So just start on the outer corner and then start bringing it in that way. So I'm just going right on top of where I just put that first color, and all I'm doing is just making it more rich and deeper. It's a beautiful color. Love it. Love, love, love Sauced. I haven't used my heat palette in a while. I got kind of, I mean, my everyday is usually whatever happens to be out here on my vanity, and I just use whatever's there instead of digging through my stash, and that's really not good. So today I was like, you know, I want to use my heat palette. It's beautiful. I'm not putting it to use. It's absolutely one of my favorites. So I thought, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and grab that. And then I got to sit down and I was like, you know, why am I not filming and talking to my babes, my peeps? So that's what I'm doing, you know. Okay, now I'm just blowing away some of the, okay, now I'm going to go into this one right here, the next darkest one. This is called Low Blow. And I'm using the same one, and I'm just going to keep getting darker and darker with the color, so that I'm going to, at some point, I'm going to have a really dark crease area, which is probably going to be this one right here is going to be the last one I put in my crease. But blending it out with this E40, since it's nice and fluffy, you don't get any harsh lines or anything like that. And you get a nice good, it's really blown out. I'm not trying to be, you know, precise at all here. I'm just trying to make sure that my crease is really nicely blown out, and it has, you know, a lot of color, variations of color as it gets higher into the eye area, closer to my brow, that sort of thing. So yeah. If you can see, this one and this one. Okay, that right there, guys, is what my crease looks like. And I know it looks messy, but I did that on purpose because I'm using this big blending brush. The E40 is a really nice, fluffy, and of course, it's one of my favorite brushes. Well, it's probably, if I had to guess, it's in one of my top 1 or 2 brushes because it's just so easy to use. Okay, and I'm going to keep it close by because the next brush I'm going to go in is going to be a little bit more of a detail brush, and I'm going to kind of change things up a little bit, and I want to, let me see, I may need to just go into my thing and find a more specific brush. Let me see here. I have some more specific brushes. I have this one. This is a Luxie brush. It's the Tapered Blending 229. So I'm just going to use it because it's a lot more, precise. And then I also want to use, let me see here. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with this. This is a Sigma. It says concealer F70, but what I like to do, I'm going to clean it just a little bit, but what I like to do with this one is spray it with a little Fix Plus, and then I'm going to go into, I think I want to use this color here. I think I bumped you. I think I'm going to go in with this color here called Scorched. This one It's gorgeous. I'm just going to spray this with Fix Plus, and I'm going to go into Scorched, and I'm going to put that on my lid. And I'm going to have to come up a little bit higher, but I'm just going to kind of curve this area right through here and kind of carve it out. So I have my Fix Plus, and I'm just going to wet my brush, shake it just a little bit, and then I'm going into Scorched on both sides of the brush. Okay, so let me get my handheld mirror so I can really look at what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to kind of go in here to the corner and up. Do you see how I'm going a little above the actual crease in my eye? That's because you wouldn't see this color at all if I didn't. So in order to see this, you're going to have to do that. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I think you probably can. So guys, how are your lives going? How are things going with you guys? I've not had a lot of connection with you lately, which I hate, but I've been, you know, kind of between being sick and just not feeling well and just being, I guess you could say, not motivated, you know. Let me wet this again. Go back in. Okay. Let's see if we can do the same. Ooh, flashback. Let me see if I can do the same thing. And I'm doing my eyes first because I don't want, you know, any fallout to cause a problem on my foundation. And I'm really probably just going to use a BB cream today. Even though I'm doing a pretty dramatic eye look, I'm still thinking about just doing the BB cream because it's light. And I don't really want to feel like I have a lot of makeup on my actual face today. But yeah, I've been wondering how you guys are, what you've been up to. Jean, I'm wondering how the cancer thing is going with you. You know, if you're feeling any better, if you're still working. There's so many of you that you always comment, you always, I mean, you're just the bomb.com. I mean, like, I don't know how in the world we found each other in such a large place, and you have become such a support system to me. It's just amazing. I mean, it's just like, I feel so fortunate. But yeah, so I've met someone. I like him a lot. He's an incredible guy. Former Marine, retired Marine, did 6 tours, Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwaiti border. He's been shot before. He lost a lung, and he was able to, he had enough time in that they gave him his 30-year, which is awesome. And now he owns a massage or a masseuse kind of, you know, like rehabilitation physical therapy company. He's a real man. And when I say he's a real man, what I mean by that, I'm just going to go in with my original brush now, and I'm just going to kind of go through there just a little bit, just to kind of make sure that that's blended out. I'm sorry I keep getting that mirror in the way, but, you know, it is what it is, guys. Okay, let me knock some of this. There's not much. There's just a little bit of fallout from where I did that. It's going to look good when I get through, though. Okay, now what I want to do is use that Luxie brush, and I'm going to go into this shade called Ashes, which is this one right here, this plum color, and that's what I'm going to use to darken up my outer corner. And if you make a mistake or whatever, you can always, you know, use concealer and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to go in this outer corner right here, try to work on this outer V a little bit, try to get it, you know, blended in just enough that we have a little definition and dimension there. But I met him online, believe it or not, and he's pretty awesome. I don't know if anything's going to come of it. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know. We talk every day. He was in the hospital a couple days ago because he had pneumonia. And when you have pneumonia and you only have one lung, that's pretty serious. So, you know, he was in the hospital, and that was really hard. I was pretty worried about him. But you know, I do like him a lot. I hope that he feels the same way. If he doesn't, then, you know, that's fine. I'll keep looking. But I really do like him a lot, and I think he likes me, and you know, I'm sure that time will tell how that works out, but we'll see. You know, I've been looking for the right person for a long time. See how messy everything is? I'm not worried about that at all, because I just want everything nice and blown out. I want to make sure that I got this outside edge very, very... I'm just going in with that original brush, just kind of blending out these harsh edges, because these harsh edges can get out of control fast if you don't do something. And yes, I'm going pretty far up. As you can see, I've gone almost to my brow bone, you know. But okay. I've got a lot more mess to clean up on that side than I do this side. Okay, I am going to close that up for the moment. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a cotton round and some Bioderma and just kind of clean up the edges there. This stuff is the bomb. Thebomb.com. Okay, so let me put that back. And put, I got more than one cotton round out. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like that. See? That's how far out it was, and you can see where I took away the color corrector. Okay, now I'm naturally red right here, so this is not shadow, but you can see how much come off that side. So, you know, actually I did the same on both sides. Okay. I'm just going to clean underneath. I did get something in my eye, so I had to stop and clean it. I'm just cleaning underneath my eyes. Now, my eyes, it looks like I'm really tugging hard, but see how much came out from underneath my eyes? So, yeah, that's why I do that. You know, the thing is that under my eyes, it's just very discolored. So, since I did wipe away a little bit of that color correcting on the top of my cheek there, I'm just going to kind of go in and pat that back down again, if I can get it open. No big deal. Just, you know, ooh, Lord have mercy, I didn't mean to, that's okay. And I got it a little too far up, but I'm just trying to clean up from where I did what I did with that wipe. Kind of see if I can do this. See, the skin underneath my eyes is just really very loose because of my age, so it looks like that I'm really pulling at it even if I'm not, but it just, the skin moves very easily, and I'm being very tender with it. So there's that. Okay, let's see what we want to do next. I think that it's time for me to close this. I'm having trouble closing it up. Okay, let me get that down. Like I said, I think I'm going to go with a BB cream today. And my favorite is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Illumination Color Correcting Illuminating Full Coverage Cream Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum with an SPF 50. You know, you can never go wrong with any kind of, you know, any kind of, let me clean this mess up. My little dish that I put my stuff on is kind of yucky. Let me throw this away. Any kind of SPF is always really good. So So yeah, SPF and coverage, just a light coverage. I'm just going to put a couple of pumps on my dish. And today I'm going to be using my F80 to apply with. It's just the Sigma 80. It's the flat top kabuki brush, and this one is just really good for this particular formula. Don't know why it's so good for it, but it is. And so yeah, I'm just gonna start working on this. It's a pretty good match for me right now because, you know, I don't have a lot of skin color because I stay out of the sun as of recent. I haven't been in the sun this summer at all. I mean, none. A lot of that is because, you know, my son graduated from high school, and the only time I was really in the sun anyway was when I was sitting out at his ball game. So since he no longer plays ball and he's, you know, moved on to college, then, you know, I really have no reason to get out and about and do things. So I do massage this into the skin a little bit more than I do some other products, and that's just because it is very dewy, and I want to make sure that I get a nice even coverage of it everywhere. I don't want any, you know, let me see here. It will clump up and it'll show a lot if you aren't careful. And that's why I choose this brush for this particular product. I just think it's perfect for it. And I am still staying away from my under eye area. That's starting to show. You can just dot in it. I have to be careful when I'm blending because I'll blend down to the green. And Lord knows I don't want to do that. But I want a thin application. So I have to kind of be careful. And this right here, just dotting it, it covers. It's just a light to medium coverage, but the main thing is the SPF in it is really great. So yeah, there's that. Okay. I'm just, you know, kind of buffing it in strokes and patting if I go too deep. Try to make sure that I get as, you know, all of that green covered so I don't look like Frankenstein's bride walking out of here. But you can see what a nice finish it leaves on the skin. It's nice and dewy. I really like that. Get down here. It's just a really nice finish in my opinion. It's dewy. It does feel a little heavy if you don't do a, you know, like a real thin layer. It'll feel heavy at first, but it's like you get used to it after a few minutes, you know, especially after you've powdered it down and that sort of thing. Yeah. So once you powder it down, you're really good to go. And I like using the F80 flat top kabuki from Sigma because with this, because if you buff too much, it'll like start pulling away from your skin. That way, this flat surface of the brush, you can just pat in areas that are getting thin, like this right here, and it covers it back up. Get my ear. So guys, wish me luck on this guy. Wish me luck that he's a keeper. If he is, that's going to be great. If he's not, that's okay too. I'll keep looking. But I mean, you know, guys, I'm not going to settle for any. I'm not just going to settle. This girl's not settling. Okay, what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to go ahead and set, let me see. It's a little bit thick right there. You just have to be careful, guys. it's one thing to look in the viewfinder, but then when I look at it up close and in person, I realize just how much is on there. So I'm trying to just kind of spread it and even it out. And I think that gets it there. Yeah, but you see, it's just a really nice natural finish. But see how much of my redness has been neutralized and covered? It makes me feel more comfortable going out and doing things. I hope that makes sense. But I mean, you know, I want to go out, you know, with people looking at me and, you know, it's like, God, her face is red. What is wrong with her? I don't want people to think that I'm having trouble breathing. That happened to me the other day, believe it or not. Okay, let me adjust you just a little bit here. Okay. All right, now, I think what I want to do is go ahead and go in with my color correcting stick underneath my eyes, which is my Smash Box. This is my Holy Grail. It's going to be what I use every single time. I am having a hard time finding my... At one point, I had something to sharpen with, and I have no clue what happened to my sharpener. I'll just look for it later, but for right now, I think I can still get what I need out of it. Okay, this dark orange color corrects all of the darkness that's under my eye. Okay, so I'm kind of patting at it because it's getting sharp since it needs to be sharpened. I mean, the wood is getting sharp, so I'm not, you know, I'm just kind of being careful. I'm not wanting to do a swipe because I'm afraid I'll scratch my under eye, and that would not be a good situation. And I always have redness right in here, I mean, or darkness right in here, so I'm going to make sure that I cover this whole area just like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, let's see, I think I'm going to use my Born This Way today instead of my my Tarte Shape Tape. And I think I'm going to do that because I've been using the Tarte Shape Tape like crazy, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let me find my correct brush for putting on the orange concealer. Where have I put it? Here it is. It needs to be clean, of course, but I'm just going to kind of smooth this out a little bit. Just so that I don't have to have a very heavy coating of anything under the eye. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am going to use the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in Cameo today. So let me pat it on the butt and then knock some back out. I want to go ahead and get that ready so that after I, you know, kind of blend in my my stuff with my beauty blender, my Born This Way concealer, I can get it, you know, done pretty quick because this is a very dewy CC cream, BB cream, CC cream, whatever, and I'm just bouncing really lightly. I am so careful. If you are young, be careful under your eyes because that's one of the places that will show your age or lack of sleep the fastest. See what a difference? I mean, guys, look at that. I mean, if you can do that for yourself and give yourself a little confidence every day, there's no reason not to. Even if this is the only part you do is just work on your under eyes, it'll take, it'll make you like you've had a good night's sleep if you've been up for 3 days. I mean, it really does. I did come down just a little bit, and I usually do the side of my nose, but I just want to make sure that this is covered first. And that's mostly just because I need a nice blended, even, natural finish. Just like that. See how nice that looks? And it's not cakey, and that's because it's got very little product underneath there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in with this Cameo powder. Let me get it out of the lid first. Just going to go in with just a little bit more of that. And I'm going to start on the outside and work my way in. Okay, get some more. I always put around that part of my nose. And the reason that I do that is, you know, you tend to rub your nose. I'm also going to put it up here because when I perspire, you're going to see that. I'm also putting it not just around my nose, but my upper lip too. And I'm patting that in around that area because if I sweat, that area is going to go real fast. A little bit on the nose there. Okay, now chin. I'm patting it in. All of my trouble areas when I perspire, because it's still in the 90s here in Alabama. I don't know if it's getting cold where you are, but just because it's September, I mean, it doesn't get cold here sometimes. I mean, it's been 75 degrees on Christmas Day here in the past. Alabama weather is so unpredictable. It's very bipolar, like me. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, you know, you just don't ever know. So I'm going to put away the Ben Nye Luxury Powder now. I just wanted to kind of step away from the Laura Mercier today. And what I need now is to get a pressed powder, and you know my favorite and what I always use is going to be the Stay Matte by Rimmel. It's just the easiest. It's I've got one other one, but it's the NARS Crystal Powder, and it's just flashback and yucky, and it's just not a favorite. So I probably need to destash it, but it was so expensive that I hate to do that. I just hate to. So I probably need to be using it at times like this when I'm really not worried about, you know, flashback. But this one's just easy to reach for because it's on top. I don't have to search. I'm just giving myself a good powdering, and the reason is because if I get hot, that very dewy CC cream will start sliding around, and I don't want that to happen. You can see my redness is still coming through. See how it's still coming through? But just think about what if I had not color corrected. You can imagine how bad it would be. Okay, I think that I got that much done. Okay, I'm going to be using my Hourglass. They've got a new one coming out. Told my son that's what I wanted for Christmas. We'll see if he comes through. He better, after all I do for him. He's supposed to be getting a job. I'm just going to be using my Hourglass, the brush that I bought to go with this. And it's my favorite. And I'm just going to go into the, right there. You can't really see just this big divot that's out of it right there. But I use this thing like almost on the daily. I'm just going to start bronzing up. And since my face is red, it almost looks like I already have blush on. See how it comes across as a red color when I go to put it on? It's because my face is so red. So, but yeah, I'm just kind of putting it sort of where you would contour, but yet a little above too. I'm just trying to give myself, you know, the look of this, you know, cheek issue here where it looks like I have cheekbones that are not showing, because it doesn't mean it doesn't seem to bleh. It doesn't seem to matter how much weight I lose. I'm apparently never gonna have cheekbones. I had cheekbones when I was really young, but I was also 110 pounds at 5'6", and I had nothing but bones at that time. I've lost 76 pounds as of today, because I have a waist. And I'll go ahead and share with you something that I feel like that is a very big, get a drink of water, to give you an idea of what I've lost. I noticed that my underwear was not fitting. It was too big, and so I needed to, you know, get some new underwear. And so I didn't want to go to Victoria's Secret or any place like that. I didn't want to invest a lot of money into any lingerie or anything right now because I'm still losing. I mean, I've still got 45 pounds left to go. So, or 44 pounds left to go. And so, investing a lot is not, that would be stupid for me. So I just went to Walmart and I just got a pack of just Hanes, cotton, like briefs, What I did is I went through my lingerie drawer and I tried on the different sizes that I have. And the different sizes that I had gone down from a size 14 panty to an 8. Yeah, I'm in a size 8 panty. I felt like that because I've only lost from my waist up, that my butt was still too big and my waist and everything was too big, and I was not having enough success in that area. But when I noticed that my underwear was beginning to feel too large and it was uncomfortable large, I just went through it to kind of see what sizes, and the smallest size I had was a size 8, and it was a brand new pair, and I tried them and it was a perfect fit. So I just went to Walmart and got a pack of like 10 briefs to get me through this stage, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to drop down to a size 6 by the time I finish losing my weight. But that's a panty size. Now, as far as pants size, I've gone from a 22 pant down to a 16. I can get in a 14 if it's not like a real fitted pant or pair of shorts. If it's looser and the fabric is more giving, then I can get in a 14. As far as my top is concerned, I've lost a full cup size. I've gone from a full C, nearly D, to a B in my breast. And my shirt size has dropped, and I wore this size whether it was a t-shirt or a blouse or anything dressy. If it was an actual dress or skirt or anything like that, I was in a size 3X. I am now in a size large. I'm so proud of myself, guys. I made a wonderful decision for me. Gastric bypass is not going to be, I'm just going into the blush. Gastric bypass is not for everyone. It's really not. But for me, it was the answer. That and a change in my medication. I mean, it just was. It was just what I needed for me. And, everybody needs something different. I always go in between products, and try to blend those out a little bit. If I'm going to be red, I want it to be obvious that I did it on purpose, that it's actually blush and not, redness from, of course, the redness is going to show through, but anyway. Okay, let's go in and go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and do highlighter right now. I have been loving this Real Techniques brush for my highlighter. It is just the, what's it called? The setting brush. I think it comes in a pack with the larger one, but it's perfect. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this hole. I have a hole. I'm about to hit pan on my champagne pop. I love this stuff so much. But I've just been finding that it's a very good and precise application for me. I like to go in the C shape to the point of where my brow will be when I go to do my brows. Yeah, I thought I'd give you guys, an update as far as, how my body has changed. I actually have a waist now. I didn't think I would ever have a waist again, but I do. I have a waist. I'll always have a poochy belly because I need a tummy tuck, but, insurance doesn't cover those. So that'll be something that probably I'll just have to, not have. But I don't have a whole lot of skin that's sagging and that sort of thing, which is wonderful. I'm going in and doing this in layers because I don't want to get it to look, I don't want to look like I've got a section of hard pan on my face. I hope that makes sense. I'm just trying to kind of add in gradually. You notice that I'm staying away from this area here. I'm just getting right here against it, and then going up to above where I'm going to do my brows. But yeah, I've just noticed that if I'm not careful, you know, it'll look like it's caked on too much. And so I'm just doing it in layers rather than going in, you know, hard like I've always done, which I prefer to do actually, down the center of my nose. And then I'm going to just use my ring finger just like that. And that's all I'm really, I think that's all I'm really going to do. I mean, you can see the shine. I'm going to hit pan just any day now. I mean, like, literally, I'm going to hit pan. Do you see that? Yeah, I'm going to hit pan soon. I love champagne pop. I mean, I'm glad that they made that thing permanent, because I'm going to tell you what, I need it in my life. Okay, I think that I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eye makeup now. And what I'm going to do with it, I have several things that I want to do. The first thing I want to do is work on my brow up here. And so I'm going to go in with Ounce, which is this color here. It's a, you know, a really bright vanilla shade, but it's got some shimmer to it. So I'm just going to kind of load this angled blending brush up, knock off the extra, and then I'm just going to kind of go in and kind of highlight underneath where I'm going to put the brow at. And because it's angled, it kind of helps blend into the shadow that's already there, like that right there. It's very subdued. It's not, you know, and that right there is just, I have wrinkles around my eyes. I wish I could do something about it. I really do. I really do. Tell me about your days, how things are going for you guys. If you've been on a weight loss journey yourself, how you're doing. If there's anything important in your life that's going on and you want me to pray about for you, let me know. I love you guys. You're so supportive. You watch my videos. You tell me how much you appreciate them. Guys, I'm just me. I'm never going to be a beauty guru or anything like that. I do want my channel to grow. It would be nice if I could make some money off my channel, but you know, I realize that's probably not ever going to happen, because I'm just not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You know, as time goes on, you know, the people who are beauty gurus now, they are going to be, let me see, I'm going to go in with, let me decide which, I've got to find my, here it is, my Urban Decay. This color matches, it's the same color as, pretty much as Ashes that I put in the outer corner. It's called Alkaline, and it's this pretty burgundy color. So I'm going to tight line first. Let me readjust this because I've got some hair that's coming loose. So I'm going to tight line first. And then I'm going to waterline. And then I'm getting some of it in my lashes so that I can smoke it out. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I think that this is probably, this straight on view has been a better view for you guys than normal. I hope it has. Let me know in the bottom. I usually put you to the side just a little bit, but I've put you directly straight in front of me. Let me know if you can see better what I'm doing in this direction, and if you prefer this direction or being off to the side of it. I just have to be careful with this, make sure that I don't, you know, I just need to be careful, make sure that I don't cover it what I'm doing when I'm holding my I love it. It's such a rich, gorgeous color. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me find, I need a brush that's, I'm going to use this one. It's just a pencil brush by Morphe. It's an E36. And that's what I'm going to use. I'm not going to blow it out terribly far. But again, I'm going in with the Ashes, this one here. And I'm just going to put that on top to kind of set that in. I mean, you know, you'll get eye boogers throughout the day, but who cares, right? But yeah, guys, keep praying for me in my weight loss journey because I've been successful so far. It's been wonderful. I had to grieve foods that I miss. It's just part of the situation. But in the grand scheme of things, I have a better body right now than I had before I had my son. I never thought I would even entertain the idea of walking around in a swimsuit without a cover-up on. But I really feel that next summer, especially if I can get my back situations, you know, kind of settled, and my back is still, you know, it's kind of iffy, but if I can get my back situation taken care of by next summer, if I've been able to exercise and tighten up some areas, as long as it's a high-waisted bottom and not, you know, just something like a low-cut bikini, I can see wearing a two-piece, even though I don't have many, you know, much boob. I can always get a padded one. I can see myself walking out to a pool or on the beach and not feeling like I have to be covered up with a hat and from the neck down with a cover-up. You see what I'm saying? Never thought in a million years I'd ever be able to do that again. But if I, you know, I make my goal and lose 44 more pounds, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it no matter what I look like. So just pray for me because I'm still fighting it, you know. I'm careful about what I eat for the most part. I try to make sure I've got all of my, I think, just got a little bit of that in my eye, as you can see. I'm trying to set what's on my waterline. Okay. I think that might be it. I'm not going to do anything on my inner corner. There we go. And I know this video is really long, but if you love me and you enjoy listening to me run my mouth and talk, then I guess you don't care if it's long. You know, it is what it is. Let's look at my brows. The first thing I need to do is let's comb them or brush them and try to get them under control. You can see that this one here has just absolutely gone bonkers. This one's not bad. And I mean, mine are not even related. They say they're supposed to be sisters and not twins or whatever, or cousins. They are two different gene pools. I mean, two totally different gene pools. I mean, they're just totally crazy. Okay, let me get my my ABH Brow Wiz out. And I'm going to start filling in. I'm going to be looking down in my, I like to do a little bit of a stroke at the front just to give it some color so that it's not, you know, a different color from the rest of the brow. And then what I do is I go underneath the brow and kind of carve out a line. Just like that. And then I extend that line just a little bit and I start back up through the brow hair. That didn't go as planned. It never does. I'm just extending the tail a little bit and filling in I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I think you can. I think you've actually got a really good view from this angle, more so than usual. And then what I do is I just kind of comb through all that, and it disperses the product more evenly. And then I'll lay it down as well. See what a difference. Amazing what a difference brows make. It really is. I didn't used to do anything with my brows. I would brush them, you know, and try to keep, but I never did anything with them until just, you know, like recent years. And I mean, I've just been stunned at the change that it's made. Okay, in the front. See, this one requires a lot of work. Because there's very little, you know, I mean, there's very little to work with. It's really thin right through here. All that right through there. It's so thin, but I still go underneath to try to carve out an actual line so that when I do fill in the places, I have sort of a guideline. And you'll see that I didn't go past my corner of my eye. I'm not going to do that here either. I'm going to try to come back up now, and I'm just going to fill in all of these sparse areas with little light brush strokes. This, I mean, there's like no hair right here at all. None. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I saw a flashback just then. Okay. Can you see the difference already? It's helping. Okay. Time to keep working. But yeah, I mean, you know, your brows, you just have to work at it, and sometimes it takes forever. Okay. Now that's the best that I can do. But when you step back a little bit, now it's a little red just because, you know, I've been messing with it for so long. Do you see how it's higher? Nothing I can do about that, guys. I try, but I try to bring it down a little bit right here. But see what it does if I do that. So I just kind of, yeah. I just use my fingers to kind of wipe away anything that I don't like, because as long as it's, you know, fresh on there, then it pretty much, it's easy to wipe it away. I don't want to use like anything to wipe it away with other than my fingers though, because if you do, you're going to wipe away foundation and everything else too. And you do not want to do that. Let me get this towel to wipe my hands off. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use 2 different mascaras. So let me go ahead and put my tray back in the beauty box and put these brushes over here just to get them out of the way. Okay, I'm going to go in now with, and I'm moving you around, but it's because I want you to see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go in with, this is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. Mine is in Brunette, which is a little dark, but it still works for me, so I just use it. All this does, it adds just a little bit of color. Actually, I need this. But it holds my brows down. And this one, it really helps because it catches hair that's on my face, like peach fuzz or whatever, and it does give it much more of the illusion of being a full brow. So, you know, it looks like I'm always the rock. It looks like I've always got my eyebrow lifted. But it's just that they're uneven, you know, and there's not really anything I can do about it. It's just the way God made me, so I just focus on it. I'm red right now, but that'll go away. I have been using the Clinique. This is just a sample that I have, but it's the Lash Doubling Mascara. It says mascara double volume. Guys, let me tell you something about this. This is my new favorite. Ow. I mean, it's really my new favorite. It's awesome. And I don't really notice so much that it is volumizing as it is lengthening. I love it. So, it has this kind of cone shaped, but it grabs and it makes my lashes look so long and silky, and I absolutely am loving it. Just, you know, catch them at the base and then pull. Use the tip for the outer edge because since my eyes are hooded, it's hard to get in there without getting everywhere. I'll put a second coat, but look at that. Can you see the difference? I mean, is that not stunning? I've got to have a full size of this because when this goes, I'm going to be sad. I mean, I just found it in my drawer. I was like, let me try that one because I've never tried it before. I just made a mistake and got it all over my figures. That's okay though, we'll clean it up. The good thing about mascara is that it does clean up good. Ooh! I just poked my eye. I'm having a hard time with this one. I'm struggling. Why am I struggling? I got a big black spot underneath there on my waterline. I need to clean that up immediately. But I don't know what to clean it up with. I'm thinking maybe, where's my, here it is. I'm going to try to use the point of this to get rid of it. I think it's working. I'm just twisting it off in the, yeah, it's working. Okay. All right, good. All right. While that dries, I'm gonna let this finish drying so I can just kind of flake it off. And I've got a little bit on my eye right there that'll flake off. But going to the Clinique bottom lash, and I'm gonna be working on my bottom lashes while the top lash dries. It's time for me to shave my face. I've got so much peach fuzz on my face, it's not even funny. And you guys know that I shave my face. I just use like a little personal trimmer, you know, and I just get the worst places, which is like usually around my mouth area and my cheeks. Because if I don't pat down my finishing spray, it kind of catches on the hair and doesn't do what I need it to do. But there's the difference in that. You know, this eye is always a mess. I always make mistakes. Just trying to catch those tiny little hairs that are really hard to see. I can feel them, but I'm trying to get that mascara on them. I love that it has such a teeny tiny little applicator because then I can go in with it, you know, and kind of grab. And I will have to clean this side up big time, but that's okay. It's okay. I can't believe I've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. If y'all hanging in for this, y'all are amazing. but I'm just talking to you, you know. Okay, that's enough. And I know it seems like really extra to use two different ones, but I mean, God almighty, they're both equally wonderful. And I love the look that this Clinique double lash gives me. It's just amazing. I mean, it does give me volume on the second coat. But look at my eyes, guys. Those lashes are not lashes that I normally have. That's the reason that, you know, I am willing to be extra for it. Okay, I'm going to get a, you know what? Those light bulbs are kind of hot. I'm going to get a, one of these pointed Q-tips to clean up with. And I'm going to drink some water. It's time to clean up. Okay, I'm going to start underneath here. Just kind of flake off any of these little spots here. And I've got like right on the lash line right here. There we go. And I got it. Now I'm going to use the other end. I'm just going to kind of wanting to smear. Okay, so what you do, put your beauty blender on top of it, and it hides it from where you used it earlier with concealer. Okay, now, all right, I think what I want to do, I have my lipstick and that sort of thing is in my purse. I keep it in my purse because it's like one of my favorite things in the world. The combination that I've been using. So I'll go get that in just a minute. But before I do, I think what I want to do, I'm going to add just a little bit more of this. Just to make it more of an emollient kind of thing when I wipe my lips. Because I don't want this crusty lip thing. It does make my lips look super red when I rub them and dry. But that's okay. Now that they're clean of all of the makeup, I'm going to go back in just to moisturize them before I put lipstick on. All right, now for setting spray, I need to grab, I've got this little powder puff thing that came in a Too Faced thing. I just like to use it to, you know, pat down with. I'm going to use my Urban Decay setting spray, my all-nighter, and it's just the travel size, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face, and I'll show you what I do after that. Okay, now that's pretty darn wet. Let me get the lids on. What I'm doing is I'm just gonna, right where I know all of the hair is the worst, the little peach fuzz, you can see the peach fuzz. I'm just kind of, just barely just tapping it. The reason I'm doing that is just so that it will lay down on the skin. I mean, just a little bit is all it takes just to get that spray to lay down. And I've also got this fan blowing on me. Okay, let me go get my stuff for my lips, curl my hair, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I have gotten my hair curled. I've let it down. I just pulled it up like on top of my head. I'm just let my curls kind of, you know, come down or whatever. So I'm ready to do my lipstick. I'm going to be using from the Heat Collection. It's the Urban Decay. It's the cream lipstick in the color Fuel. It's a beautiful color. I absolutely love it. And I mean, if I'm going to use the heat palette, I have to use this because it's just perfect with it. So I'm just going to put this on. I'm not going to bother with any, you know, liner or anything like that. There we go. Now, what I've been doing with this, I absolutely love it anyway, is the Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip. I think that it just makes your lip, it just gives you a good pucker if you put it right in the middle. And so that's what I like to do with this. I've been, doing it for a while. I think I did it in the last video that I did. So I just like to put a little bit right in the center. It smells so good. Exactly like cake batter. Vanilla cake batter. And I just kind of my nails are awful. It just gives it a little bit of a pout when it has that shine in the center. And that's it. That's me getting ready, guys. Didn't really have a direction, didn't know what I wanted to do, but I hope you hung in there until the end, and I hope that you're watching me finish it up. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I hope you, I wish you the best for the coming week, and I hope that things are going great for you guys, because it's been a long time since I've been in front of the camera and done any makeup for you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support that you give me. It means so very much. You'll have no idea you'll never know how, just how important you are to me and how much I appreciate you watching me. Guys, that's going to be it. And that's it for this look. So yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.